you. Thank you. We are not going away until Bush and Cheney wave goodbye. I would like to introduce now our next speaker. We'd like to talk about Maggie as a representation of the heat on the street. In the Vietnam War, when we decided that it was time to get rid of Nixon, it was imperative that we have the will of the people shown on the street. We had articles of impeachment in the Judiciary Committee, and we had heat on the street. People have to come out and show their will. Today, I would like to bring to the stage the regional coordinator and Seattle organizer for the World Can't Wait Drive Out the Bush Regime. Please welcome Maggie Lawless.
Hello, my name is Maggie Lawless. I'm with the World Can't Wait Drive Out the Bush Regime. I'm going to say some words. I want you to reply with the word impeach. Wars. Impeach. Lies. Impeach. Torture. Impeach. Theocracy. Impeach. Katrina. Impeach. The world cannot wait to drive out this Bush regime, and it is our actions now that will determine whether the future belongs to us or if the future is created for us by war criminals. With over 500 million people dead in Iraq right now, take this seriously. They are preparing for a new war in Iran. And some people say they're in trouble, they're never going to start a war in Iran. But for Dick Cheney and George Bush, the trouble in Iraq makes them more likely and more eager to escalate and proceed forward into Iran. This is a real threat, and we have to stop it. And let's be clear. The Democrats and Congress have done nothing meaningful to stop the war in Iraq or prevent it from happening in Iran. They just told George Bush that he doesn't even need to ask the Democrats if he wants to attack Iran. Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, John Edwards, all of them said, keep all options on the table, including nuclear options in dealing with Iran. Hillary Clinton just said, if she gets elected, she's going to keep the troops in Iraq. There is not going to be a Democratic savior, and we cannot wait until 2008 to stop this war. And now, we have to show the world.
We don't have to pick between the George Bush's war for empire and a reactionary fundamentalist Islamic response. We have to bring forward another way. And while these protests have been important, most of them will not end it. Protest alone will not end this war. Resistance will. Symbolism carries great weight. Symbolism is important, but symbolic protest will not catalyze the people. We must move from protest to resistance, and our tangible, bold, and determined resistance will deliver a message to millions of people around the globe. And if people tell you that protest doesn't work, we have to tell them that it's a question of whether you're going to show up to register your complaint, or are you going to seriously resist this monster? Yes. We have to speak clearly and with our mouths, but our bodies must obstruct business as usual. That which you do not resist and mobilize to stop, you will be forced to accept. It would be tremendously important and inspirational to the people of the world if hundreds of thousands of students, and many of you are here today, shut down the campuses of this country, building on the strikes that have already happened. It would give tremendous heart to the people on the receiving end of U.S. bombs and guns. If guns and these weapons were blocked, and the ports shipping them were shut down all over the country, modeling what just happened in the port of Tacoma with the courageous protest that happened last week. There are already troops and there needs to be thousands more who are finding the courage to resist the war criminals like George Bush, because they are taking a courageous stand, the same stand that Aaron Watada and the Iraq Vets Against the War have taken. We need to support the troops that resist. We are inspired by someone like
packed out in front of the White House, calling to hundreds of thousands refusing to leave because George Bush is